guys, and welcome to the next video in the Waiting for Warlords series. Okay, as information starts to really pour out, it's gonna get us more and more excited. Especially as new patches start to unfold or beta access starts to become available. But the real question is, what are we gonna do on live until we really get there, right? So I wanted to give you another suggestion. A lot of you expressed your like for my transmog video that I did. So thank you guys for the response on that. And a lot of you asked for more stuff to do. So I wanted to give you another one. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 mounts that you can actually go farm all by yourself. Okay? 3 mounts that you can go farm by yourself. The first mount is Onyxia's Drake. Okay? Now this one is a little bit easier as a ranged class, but it can be done with any single class. Okay, I think the hardest class to do it on is probably a warrior if you, if you don't get them low enough. But the nice thing is you can do it on 10 or 25 man and it'll drop them out. So you can actually do it twice a week on each tune. Now 25 man is significantly more difficult as a melee, but you can still do it. Okay. But let me go into it. So where is it at? It's in Onyxia's lair. It's in Dustswallow Marsh on the Kalimdor side, okay? It's not on the Eastern Kingdom side, it's on the Kalimdor side of the continent. And what you are going to do, okay, is you pretty much just go in, you have to fight 3 mobs, that's it. There's 3 little patrolling mobs that you have to fight, and then you just go in and just nuke down Onyxia. Now the trick to this one is once you go in, Onyxia, you burn as much DPS as you can into Onyxia. Now the reason being is because eventually she'll fly in the air, okay? And when she flies in the air, a bunch of little ads will come out, and you need to get these down ASAP because, when there's 50 of them, they do a little bit of damage, okay? So you do need to get them down ASAP, and then that's when she lands also. So you need to pummel as much damage as humanly possible and get as many dots up as you can, so that way while the little ads are out, as soon as they're dead, she'll start to land again. Otherwise, what you have to do is get the little ads down while DPSing Onyxia down to the percentage in which she'll land, okay? But this really is not difficult for any mode, for either mode really, 10 or 25 man. You should be able to get this one, and then again, Onyxia has the chance to drop the mount, okay? I have yet to get this one. It is an extremely low drop rate. This is one of the rarest mounts in the game, but you can solo farm this one all by yourself, and you can do it every lockout. You can do it on 10 and 25 man on every single tune. So if you have 2 or 3 level 90s, you can do this, 4 to 6 times. And again, and it doesn't take real long either. It's not a real grindy run. It's just run in, kill a couple mobs, kill a boss. Either you get the mount or you don't. The next one is Ashes of Alar. Now, Ashes of Alar is one of the rarest mounts in the game, as well as the second rarest behind the Onyxia mount. Also extremely easy to farm by yourself. Now, I will tell you that this is a lot easier to farm with one other person, but you can farm it by yourself. Now, where you're gonna go, into the Burning Crusade, into the Outlands, okay? This is where you're gonna go. You're gonna go into the raid known as Magister's Terrace, okay? And from there, you are going to go up and to the right, and then you're going to see me as I got the footage playing behind me of exactly where you have to go and how you have to do to get there. You go in, you kill all the bosses, then you kill the weapons, and you pick up the weapons, and then you wait, and then you kill the boss again. Now, the only part where this gets difficult is you do get stunned and disoriented quite a bit. So having any CC breakers and dots are extremely important because you don't have a lot of cast time. So if you're doing this one solo, it may take a couple times to figure out what you need and how you need to get some damage into the boss. This is a lot easier with 2 people. If you have 2 people, this becomes an absolute joke. Now the only problem is if the mount drops and there's 2 people, well, it's not a 100% chance that you're going to win the mount if it does drop. So you have to weigh the pros and the cons there. If you do want to do it by yourself, you can do it. I'm showing you, obviously, on my mage how to do it. And it wasn't super difficult. I think it took me 1 or 2 times because I just hadn't done it in a long time. So keep that in mind. But you can do this, with one other person. It makes it pretty much a breeze, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, the third mount is the Ravenlord mount. This mount took me forever to get. I literally, I started farming for this mount back when you had to bring a druid with you in order to unlock Anzu, because Anzu used to only be available if you had a druid in your group, okay? I'm not kidding, I'm not making this up, I swear. Now you don't need a druid in your group. You can literally go farm this guy solo. You just go to the heroic dungeon, head on in, and all you're gonna really do is you're gonna go in and you just go through. I mean, you can literally speed clear. This is a dungeon, right? So you just turn on heroic, go in, speed clear all the way to the Anzu boss. Now, the Anzu boss may disappear and you have birds flying around. You just have to AoE them down again. There's nothing that's really gonna kill you in here. Just, you know, mow the mobs down as they come. Also, quick tip is most of the mobs in here will drop nether weave cloth, okay? And you can actually, if you're a tailor, you can turn that into bags, make quite a bit of gold, or you can just sell the nether weave cloth on the auction house, and you can make a little bit of extra gold from that as well. So keep that in mind. But the nice thing about this mount is it's not a flying mount, but it is really, really cool looking. One of my favorite mounts in the game. And again, it took me so long to farm this. I actually farmed 5 characters to Exalted with the rep faction in this dungeon before it finally dropped. Literally 5 tunes a day, I leveled to Exalted to get this mount, and I even leveled 2 tunes to Exalted before Anzu became available without a druid. I used to have my buddy Jesse used to hop on his druid just solely so that we could run in there and do the boss every single day. Big shout out to Myoga on that one, because God knows he took a pounding trying to get me that stupid mount and never dropped while he was in there. But it did finally drop for me. And again, guys, I've heard of people getting these drakes in 3 runs. Okay, I've heard of literally 3rd run they went in and got the drake. I've heard of people like me, I've probably done 300 or 400. Literally, I've probably done 300 or 400 to try to get Onyxia's drake. Ashes, I haven't tried as hard, maybe only 30 or 40 attempts, probably at that mount. But again, these are things that if I'm bored and I'm like, man, I really want to log into WoW, but I don't really want to sit in a queue, or I don't really want to do anything else, you know, you can just get on a flight path or get on your way to the zone or the dungeon, or to the raid instance, and then you just farm them out real quick. And you know, if it drops, it doesn't. Sometimes you get some cool transmog gear out of it as well, so keep that in mind. But it's, you know, it's something to pass the time, guys. And I really think that, you know, farming mounts is, again, especially for me, it's fun because there's so many different really cool mounts that Blizzard has put a lot of time in, and they're pretty much just time consumed and drop chance to get there. And the way that they've redone their content is they're trying to make it soloable so that this content is replayable, it's fresh. So if you didn't get to raid some of this content or see some of this content when it was current, you can go back and see some of it, because some of the artwork and some of the stuff that they've done is absolutely phenomenal with it. And again, guys, these are just 3 mounts that you can possibly get. I'm going to do another video with a couple more mounts and do some other videos that I have planned for you guys. And always, always, always make sure you leave your suggestions for videos in the comments, guys, especially for the Waiting for Warlords series. I've had a lot of great, incredible ideas come from you guys. So if you have any cool ideas for videos, please throw them in the comments below. Otherwise, if you did get the mounts and it took you a really long time or you haven't gotten them yet, let me know. Or let me know what your favorite mount is to go farm, and maybe I can put that in the next video. Well, thank you guys for watching. As always, see you in the next one.